What's going on, everybody? It's RJ here with Your Sports News Network, back with another video for you all. Always remember, we're unbiased, independent. We're only supported by you. All right, so let's get into this one, guys. Today we're going to talk about Draymon Green. About a week ago, Draymon Green said something, I guess I was a bit edgy for the MSM, the mainstream media, the mainstream sports media, in terms of what he said about James Dolan and his quote-unquote slave master's mentality. Draymon Green: "You doing it for me? It's all good," Green said on his Dre Day podcast on Uninterrupted. "You doing it against me? You're speaking out on my organization. Excuse me. It's not good anymore. That's a slave master's mentality. A slave master's mentality." Close quote. He continued, "It was all fine and dandy when he was laying people out, taking fines and all this stuff for your organization. But now, all of a sudden, when he says something that he feels, it's a problem." Close quote. Now, when you listen to Green express that, as he candidly did, according to ESPN.com, where this article can be seen, I'll put the link in the description below. Green specifically stated a true, valid point. I mean, when you hear, I'm not going to name any reporter's name or any analyst on ESPN or ABC state that he's taking it a step too far or he's speaking out of turn. That just isn't the case with this situation. When Charles Oakley was playing for the New York Knicks, if you guys don't know, Charles Oakley played for the Knicks for 10 years. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he led the league in technicals or flagrant fouls within those 10 years, or even suspensions for that time period, for heaven's sake. Charles Oakley was what you would call, I guess, a violent player, but he did it within the realms of the game. I mean, it's who he was. So when Draymond Green goes into expressing exactly the hypocrisy that James Dolan is displaying amongst Charles Oakley, he has all the right to. So for different mainstream news organizations such as ESPN analyst or ABC or Fox Sports or anyone else to state that he's speaking out of turn and actually causing him to quote unquote have to walk his statement back, that just isn't right. I mean, when you look at the disparity between what ownership provides these players and what these players get, yeah, they do get compensated, but what about everything else that they have to give in? I mean, there's a lot that goes into these players, and of course, we all come down to our own individual decisions, and we all have to be accountable for our own actions. But I mean, you have to think about the situation as a whole, guys. So I'm not one to particularly agree with Draymond Green. He's not one of my favorite players. He's a good guy. I mean, he has some skills. He plays well within the confines of that team structure in which he fits in. But I would say to this point here that he's stating here, he shouldn't have any reason to walk anything back, and I think he's right. I think he's 100% right in terms of the hypocrisy of James Dolan, in terms of the hypocrisy of the New York Knicks. I mean, you don't treat someone who's given 10 years to you in that fashion. It does not matter what happened. I mean, they gave 10 years of their life to you. Yes, you paid them, but you owe people their dignity. And for a man to walk into an arena, and yeah, we may not know the full story because there's two sides to every story, but from the videotapes and just from people who are around their eyewitnesses, and then the press releases by the New York Knicks PR team, their public relations firm. I mean, none of it really made sense. It just wasn't coherent, and when you look at it all and you put it together, it's not adding up right. And you don't do that to someone who's given their time to you, who's given their energy, who's given their life to you. So just to go ahead and bring it all back to Draymond Green's statement, I just wanted to, throw my 2 cents and just state that um, he's right. So guys, that's my take on it. Comment below, agree, disagree, somewhere in the middle. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's RJ here signing out for your Sports News Network. Unbiased, independent, and supported by you. See you on the next one, guys.